Okay, guys, welcome to Life and Whatever Else. And we are back here in the studios of the Manhattan Neighborhood Network on 59th Street. And today we have myself, Eric. Hello, everybody. And Carlos is back with us today.
Yeah, what's up? It's good to be back.
Last time, I don't even think he knows, but last time I came in and did one by myself
Oh, nice.
because he wasn't available.
So,
But he is back today, and we're back in the nice studio down here. So what's been up, Carlos?
not much, man. How was the show the other night?
Oh, show was good.
Yeah,
Show was
they
good.
don't know what we're talking about.
No, no. So anyway, we went downtown to Gotham Comedy Club, and we watched Joey Diaz down there at Gotham Comedy Club. The
Yeah,
guy-
basically, Joey Diaz went down there and performed a set, pretty much a year out from his last set there.
Yeah.
So we saw him September last year.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was September. Time literally flies.
Time flies. Yeah,
Because
it's gonna
you told
be-
me that it was a year, and I really didn't
yeah,
even
almost,
believe it.
Almost to the date, with a couple of days off, but yeah, it was same. We got stuck almost in the same part of the
Yeah.
comedy club too. You said we were a little.
We were a little off the
off
last
center,
time. Last
but
time
we were in the same kind of like they pushed us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at these two single guys.
I actually didn't mind it, to be honest
You
with
didn't mind it?
Because my thing whenever I go to shows is I hate being in it. Because I'm the type of person that if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not
Yeah.
going to hold it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to
Just
go.
gonna go.
So I hate being the person that's got to, like, stand up right in the middle.
Which you were actually. You were
And-
in the corner there.
Yeah. But we were in the back, so it was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, walking past. I didn't want to be the guy that stood up, like, right in front of the stage and had to,
Oh
like,
yeah.
exit.
Yeah.
So,
no, but it was a great show, man. Joey's great.
yeah.
I mean, the guy who before him wasn't too good, but I mean, I
He
don't-
was kind of
said,
lame, and
yeah.
then his last he
seemed
actually
like
hit
kinda-
on his last joke, which
yeah,
was pretty
he
funny.
got good at the end. He
Yeah.
saved the best part for the end. Like
I
you
don't
said,
remember
he-
his. I don't really remember, his
remember his
name.
premises
So,
No, but he was kind of like he seemed a little bit out of place just because he had kind of like a nice college campus kind of vibe, and he's going
yeah,
on
I
before
think
this.
I told you he's definitely a college
campus
comedian. He needs
yeah.
to be hitting up all the college
Yeah.
campuses
Yeah,
here
I was surprised they had him go up.
in New
but,
York.
I mean, Joey went up and he was great.
Joey did his thing. Joey is hilarious.
Yeah.
He tells the best stories.
Yeah.
Actually, what's funny is he's actually from originally he's he lived a couple blocks away from where I live. So
Yeah, like 4 or 5 blocks. So.
it's pretty cool.
He said he went up there. He said it's like it's done. There's a Whole Foods up there. It's
pretty,
not what
yeah.
it used to be.
Yeah, I would say where I live, but I don't feel like giving that information out to everybody. So
You don't want to
don't want anybody stalking me
yeah.
because I
That's the
know
last thing
I
and the person who stalks you isn't gonna be who you want to stalk you. Put it to you like that.
exactly.
So,
That it's funny how that works out. It's like if you have somebody who you really want to like
Yeah.
find you, like it just seems like it never works out that way,
yeah.
and it's always like some real weirdo
Yeah.
that like stalks you.
Especially if as a guy, if someone's stalking you, like you gotta question what's going on.
Oh man, yeah. Maybe one day. Even though right now at this point, I don't know if the show is that popular
that big
to get
yeah.
a stalker, but I
So is
think
that the goal?
one day.
Before success, stalkers.
I think I think our goals on this show are a lot different than normal shows.
Yeah.
I think normal shows, we want to get good guests and
Yeah.
put on good shows. We're just about like stalkers and people hitting
Like-
us up on social media with like hate comments
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
No, we get good guests sometimes. You gotta get Christina back one of these days.
Oh yeah.
It was
We're missing our girl Christina.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christina. She'll be
That's
back
good.
someday. Just we're shooting this at a time where she actually has to
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah, what's that?
so it's kind of hard for her to come in. But
No,
we'll,
but yeah, the
we'll
show
have her
is
back.
great. Like we should go out to more comedy shows, man. There's a lot of great spots in the city.
Oh yeah,
There's the Comedy Cellar
comedy shows. Are fun.
downtown.
Even though my one thing with comedy shows is that it has to be somebody that I've seen
Yeah.
somewhere, like somebody from a TV show,
Yeah.
somebody who I've seen on like
yeah, I mean
Comedy
that's
Central.
pretty much a given. Like most of these clubs, they try to get people with credits because that's what
Oh
sells,
well,
you
yeah.
know?
The headliner's always gonna be somebody that
Yeah.
people know, but like for
But even
me,
the people that go on before the people like, oh, you've seen this
Oh.
guy here. Even if you never heard
Yeah.
of him, they say that just to like,
'Cause, like anything, like
you need a resume.
like we're wrestling fans, so we
Yeah.
obviously know wrestling.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not like necessarily. So like if I went to a wrestling show, I could watch anybody.
Yeah.
But going to a comedy show, I'm not.
No, I could tell you for a fact, like if you go to a
So,
place like the Comedy Cellar or
oh yeah.
basically they'll have a lineup of like 5, 6 professional comedians. They'll do like 15,
Oh
20 minutes
yeah.
each, and it's like it's all
It's
great.
it could just be rough sometimes
Yeah,
if you find that comedian that
it
really is not
doesn't vibe.
funny.
Yeah.
Like you go and it's like this is the
Plus, if you're
headliner.
not used to seeing stand-up comedy, there's a different way of talking. Like there's like when they
Yeah.
start talking, you're like, okay, I'm watching. They're
I
gonna talk like this now.
One thing I have to say, I don't know about you. I find, and I don't mean to hate on comedians because
Yeah,
comedians are very funny and I know that they work hard,
yeah,
but it's just funny when somebody is an aspiring
yeah.
comedian because I feel like sometimes aspiring comedians try to be funny all the
Try
time.
to.
And I feel like, because when I was in college,
You mean like when they're on stage?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
or when they're like in front of people. Like if
yeah,
you get them away from a crowd or whatever,
yeah,
they're cool or whatever. But sometimes when they're like in front of people, they
yeah,
ham it up and
yeah.
everything.
I
And
think that
so
that's just it comes with like when Joey went up there, and there were moments where you could tell he was trying stuff that he wasn't
oh
totally,
yeah,
and he was like, well, I don't know,
yeah,
I don't know. He was like, I don't know why I told you that, guys.
I don't know.
But he goes on to the next thing, but that takes maturity. Because I
Yeah,
felt the guy that went up before him, you could see him kind of like starting to flop sweat a little bit.
yeah. It's just
But I
it,
like it though. It's something organic about it.
it's just weird because it's when I was in college. I think I was saying this a little while ago. When I was in college, I knew like a couple people. I knew like at least like
Yeah,
3 or 4 people that wanted to be like
inspiring.
comedians.
Yeah,
And so it's weird because it's like they have this way of talking where it's
yeah.
like,
You're saying even
I'm,
off stage.
yeah,
Yeah,
where it's like I'm talking to be funny.
yeah,
It's not just, and I guess like it's a good quality to have
yeah.
because you have to be funny to be a
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah, a lot of times
But
it starts out you make your friends laugh and then you think,
I just get the feeling sometimes that some of them ham it up way too much.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, chill. All right, I know you want to be a comedian someday, but
yeah.
you don't have to be a
Think about
comedian all
that,
the
it, like,
time.
to be, to make it, it's like you got to work at it. It's
But
like 10 years, 15 years
yeah.
just to like get where you want to be.
But I will say one thing that we were actually lucky to be able to go to the comedy show
Oh
down
yeah,
on
the fact that the
23rd
street was
Street.
actually open considering what
Yeah,
happened a week before.
because the week before there were bombs going off on
Yeah,
23rd Street, and then they found another one a couple blocks. I
on
think it was
27th
on
Street, yeah.
27th, right?
On top of the one that was on Seaside Heights that
Yeah,
blew up.
Seaside
Apparently
Heights,
all connected to the same guy.
and yeah. So I remember I was watching the news and I heard about the bombings.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
And
23rd Street, that's the
23rd
exact
Street, and I
block.
was like, "Oh man, we're going to a comedy show."
Yeah,
Like
it was like 6 days out.
it's weird because it's messed up in a sense that like
Yeah.
that's how we think
Yeah.
almost.
I
That
mean,
like something
yeah.
happens and it's like, well, the street better not be closed when we go
Yeah.
to our comedy show.
Well, my first thought is like, okay, is anyone hurt? And it's like,
yeah,
any deaths? No? Okay. So make sure that street's open. For
yeah,
when I go
make
to
sure
my-
the street's open.
I paid the tickets.
It's a weird way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's almost sad that like that's
Yeah,
what our
it's
thinking is
just
because we've almost kind of become. It's kind of become like
desensitized.
yeah, we're desensitized to
Yeah.
it. It's like almost common.
Well, like I was
now
saying
to
before,
see
I think the
stuff like
fact
that.
that that thing happened and people, there were 29 people hurt as opposed
Yeah.
to. Because I saw posts on social media like, "Oh, you can't phase New Yorkers." Bombs went off, and
Yeah.
we're going. It's easy to say that.
Had-
considering what
had- Had there been 16 deaths or
exactly,
29 deaths, it would have
Yeah,
been a
I don't
completely
think
different
you
story.
wouldn't have been seeing as
I
many of those
mean,
snarky kind of comments.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, they were lucky. I mean, honestly, the bomb was put in a dumpster.
Yeah,
And me personally, I actually think that
that
being in the
contain-
dumpster is probably
contain-
what saved people.
Yeah,
Because I think if it wasn't in that dumpster,
yeah,
that would have done serious
yeah. It
damage.
was like a pressure cooker
Yeah.
situation, right?
I think actually that this bomber might have gotten cold feet almost.
Yeah, you think so?
Cause I feel like if you really, cause he put the bomb in a dumpster, and I almost feel like it's
Yeah.
almost like I want to do this, but I don't
Like
want to do this. Like I just
Yeah.
want to send a message.
You want to send him? Yeah,
And I don't think I don't think he really,
especially like on a side street, right? Like
yeah.
it wasn't
'Cause-
like on the main.
Cause I feel like I having seen all the stuff that happens, I mean,
Yeah,
you could do serious
Yeah,
damage
you
with these
could've.
bombs. Like the Boston bombers, they put
Yeah,
those bombs
in a crowd,
right in the middle of a
marathon, yeah.
crowd in a marathon. That bomb, I was also telling my father when it happened, and you could see the street. I don't know if you could see the monitor. Doug in the control room. Thank you, Doug, for pulling up all the stuff on the computer there. he's pulled up a picture of 23rd Street, and you see the emergency vehicles. They're getting to where the explosion was. But yeah, it was also Saturday night as well.
Yeah.
And Saturday night it could be a little busy, but
It was
that
like
could have
8:30 at
easily
night.
been a Monday or Tuesday
Yeah.
with a bunch of people getting off the train,
Yeah.
going to work down there,
Yeah.
everything. So,
It could-
23rd is pretty busy during
It is. It's way
during the
busy.
day.
Yeah.
So,
Daytime, nighttime.
he could have done a lot more damage if he wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, who knows what's going on in a guy's head like that?
But yeah, we're always trying to figure out if he had an issue,
Yeah.
with anybody, or if this was terrorism. I mean, a bomb is a bomb.
Yeah.
I kind of hate when people.
Well, people get really hung up on that word terrorism these days.
Yeah,
Because of political reasons and.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Political
Oh God.
debate.
But yeah, good thing is
We're shooting this episode. I don't always know when the show's gonna air, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, but we're shooting this episode on the day of the first presidential
debates.
debate. So
Yeah, that's.
Tonight
You look
should
excited.
be. I'm
you
not.
look hype,
I'm really not, because
You be
it's,
watching Monday Night Football.
it's gonna be. I'm gonna be going back and forth between a couple of
Yeah.
different things, but I have two TVs, so one's gonna be on
Oh, sweet.
the debate, and then I scratched my nose. My nose is itching me. This is probably not professional for like a TV
No,
host,
not
but
at
my
all.
nose is like really itching. Anyway,
But best case scenario, Trump says some crazy stuff. People get
well,
to talk about
here's
it.
here's the thing.
Hillary passes out.
Here's the thing. Yeah, basically that's what people are watching for.
That's what they're watching.
They're watching for him to say something stupid and for her
Yeah.
basically to like drop dead
Yeah.
in essence. But I don't know, these debates, I don't even think that these debates are really going to change anybody's mind.
No. When I talk to people that are up on politics, they say that these debates are usually just they don't get really into the policy.
No, I can't imagine this debate is going to get
It's
into
just
it.
like pointing fingers and
either.
mudslinging. And
This is going to be, I mean, it's already started out as a,
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word, but it's a, a show,
yeah,
because
that's true.
you have, Mark Cuban came out and said that he's going to be there sitting in the front row.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, now, Trump is digging up like exit, like, all Bill Clinton's mistresses and
Yeah,
everything. And it's like, you can't even like,
yeah, take it seriously, right?
you can't take it seriously.
On top of the fact that these guys have been campaigning for like 2 years, right?
Also, another thing about it that I find interesting, yeah, Jennifer Flowers is supposed to be there. I mean, it's like,
Oh, really?
I mean, just go away, I mean, come on. I love how, thank you, Doug, for pulling this up. I love how it says, agrees to sit front row.
Yeah.
Like, you're such a superstar that, like,
Yeah.
the world was going to stop
She
for
went out
you.
of her way to do this.
Yes,
wasn't-
I'm sure you had so much.
She wasn't just working at like
I
a
think
gas
she
station in
I think she
Missouri.
appeared at a WrestleMania.
She did?
I feel
Like
like
in
she
the 90s?
did. I'm thoroughly
It's
convinced.
Jennifer with a G too. I don't trust her right there.
Oh yeah. Anybody who has a weird spelled name. Like I'm Eric, and whenever
Yeah.
I see anybody with a K
Eric with a K.
at the end of the name, I'm like,
that's
no,
That's
no.
actually like one of the milder ones,
But she definitely did something
so
with
she's agreeing to.
with WWF.
Yeah.
I could swear, or WWE now, was WWF at the time, but I could
So
swear she
they're gonna
definitely
get
did
her.
something.
They're gonna get Monica.
Oh,
Well,
Monica's
Monica's selling purses, so she has too much pride.
she'll be too much pride.
Yeah.
She'll show up somewhere along the line and
Yeah.
say something stupid, because they all do. But yeah, these debates are, I don't think that it'll change anybody's mind,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean,
because I feel like what's gonna happen tonight is basically what's been happening. Donald Trump is gonna say stupid stuff, and
Clinton's gonna
it's
play
not really
close-
gonna hurt him
Yeah.
because
Clinton's
that's
gonna play close to the vest.
what he's expected to do.
Yeah.
And then, Clinton's going to be asked to talk on policy. And then afterwards, everybody's going to sit there talking about,
What is?
Clinton. Oh, look at her.
Hey, what's up?
Look how, look. Who are you looking at in that
Yeah.
picture? Look at that
See,
face.
this is politics in a nutshell. We start talking debates, and then before you know it, Monica Lewinsky shows
Yeah,
up. On
boom.
Yeah.
Monica Lewinsky, right on the.
This is the electorate right here.
Right on, yeah.
This is why Trump is.
Right on
candidate.
the. Wow, look at her. Look at that look.
Oh, dude, calm down.
it's just no.
She's
You
got
just.
like,
I mean, I'm sorry. Just look at.
so
You could make
I'm,
so many jokes about this picture, though.
yeah,
I mean,
you could.
is she looking at Bill? We could get really like dirty,
Yeah,
but we won't.
we
We're
gotta
not.
stick to the issues right now.
Stick to
We
the
got an
issues, people.
election.
Stick to the
Stick to
issues.
the issue. We got an election in 6 weeks.
So, yeah. These debates is gonna be crazy. Lester Holt is the moderator.
Who's that? Isn't
He's
he like?
from
Didn't he used to
NBC.
coach Notre Dame?
No, you're thinking of Lou Holt.
Lou Holtz. Oh, okay. That's yeah.
Oh man,
Okay.
I would love it. I would love it if Lou Holtz.
Holtz.
Actually, no, Lou Holtz is a Trump supporter,
Yeah.
so
Oh, okay. That
he's
wouldn't be
the
fair.
last person that I would want to moderate
Yeah.
a debate.
Yeah.
But another big topic that I would hope that they touch on in this debate, but I don't know if they will. Is the whole, Colin Kaepernick, Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
protests.
I see
going
them
on.
keeping away from that topic, but I guess you never know.
They could. They should. It's an issue, so
It
they
is an
should
issue,
talk
yeah.
about it at some point.
Yeah, I
but
think
there
More-
he is right there.
Oh yeah, look at that handsome fella.
Look at that guy. He's got an afro now, though.
Yeah, he's all
He's got a big afro now.
he's
though.
part of the movement now. He's got the afro.
But it's amazing to me. It's what I find funny about this situation in particular is that so many people sit there and like they get outraged about him protesting. See, his only mistake, in my opinion, was saying that it was a protest.
Yeah.
I think he should have, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I feel he should have said it was more a demonstration.
Yeah.
A
It's
demonstration
the same thing,
of.
kind of.
It is the same thing, but I think in the wording,
Yeah.
because I think as soon as he said it was a protest,
Yeah.
I think people went in
People
and
were like,
people got into a
touchy.
tizzy and an uproar and
like,
everything.
The police are gonna.
Because normally
stop
when
working
you
events.
protest something, it means that you don't like something.
Yeah.
So you want it to change.
Yeah.
And I
Which
think
is the
that
case.
because he was doing that when the anthem came up,
Yeah.
it gives the impression that he hates the country,
Yeah.
which obviously, if you know what he's protesting, he doesn't hate the
Yeah.
country.
He started a whole movement.
You
now.
know.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, and
Not just pro athletes. You see all the time, all this high school football team. Everyone's
Yeah.
kneeling and
his jersey sales have gone up.
yeah.
You
I think he was a
he's
number
a
one seller.
backup. He's a backup,
He's a backup
quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, you think there are a lot of people who are buying his jersey probably just to say, "Hey, this guy is."
Yeah.
We
agree with him.
we agree with him. We
Yeah.
support him, and it bothers me because it bothers me when people not oppose him, because there are people who are going to oppose him, and
Yeah.
you're well within your right
Yeah.
to oppose what he's doing. But it bothers me when people are more worried about him than
Yeah,
what he's
than
actually
Protesting. Yeah.
protesting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all these people who are like, there are people who are like Mike Ditka came out and said, he's never seen racism or something like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
come
Everyone
on, man.
comes out of the woodworks with stuff like this.
It's just you have so many people, and everybody's like, oh, get out of the country if you hate it so much
Right.
and everything. I'm saying that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is to make it a better country, not
to progress.
not to.
Not to act like everything's perfect, because it's not.
No, you always gotta work, and when something is not going the way that it should, or
Yeah.
the way that, is best for people, then you have to do something to change it. You
Yeah.
can't sit there and just
It's
say,
interesting. He's using the NFL. He's using the football as a platform.
yeah.
Which I say, why not? There's other athletes.
Good for
too.
him.
Dwayne Wade's trying to do stuff like.
I applaud. The other
Like-
thing that I applaud about him doing it is that I feel like there's some athletes, and I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to get into who I think does this, but there's some athletes who I feel take a stand
Yeah,
because it's
it's a cool.
good. It's good for their brand.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's some athletes who do that,
And you feel like Kaepernick is genuine.
and I feel
Yeah.
like he's genuine because
Yeah.
he's the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He had a lot to lose from doing this,
Yeah.
in essence, because you
That's
could see
true.
the uproar. You already have a fan base that kind of questions your ability to kind of lead the team.
Yeah.
So it's like he could have lost a lot by doing that.
Yeah. Maybe he sees like
And it's not like he's become the starting quarterback in San
Right.
Francisco since it happened.
Maybe he figures, I don't know how much longer I have in the league, so before I
So
get relegated to third string status, let me just.
and he'll get another shot
Yeah.
somewhere.
will.
because he is a talented player.
Yeah, I know.
He's had a
It's-
rough couple of years, but he is
Yeah.
a talented player, and I think he'll get another shot to be a starting quarterback.
yeah. So
But
right now, he's every week he kneels, right?
yeah, which is
but I always
actually,
see,
and also another thing is when he first did it, he just sat, and then
yeah,
he changed it to be a
to the
kneel. So
kneel.
it's like when people talk about him being disrespectful
Yeah, I
or
think
something like that, I feel like it's more than respectful to change the way you go about it. He kneeled instead of,
Yeah,
which you kneel in church. You kneel when you propose to somebody.
yeah. I think that was a good move.
It's not. I mean, I just think all these people that come out and say, "Oh, there's a right and wrong way." Somebody said, you should have a press conference or something like that. I'm
Right.
just like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Like,
hypocrisy out there. Just this is a guy peacefully protesting. So isn't
yeah,
that what, isn't
peacefully
that,
protesting.
when people riot in the streets, they have a problem with that too. So
Yeah, I mean,
which is
yeah, right. I mean, I understand like riots on the streets. Like, there are a lot of people that, that need to not do that.
yeah, it's
Because
not
it
always
sends completely the wrong message
yeah,
to people. Like,
especially when
you don't
hurting,
want to. You're not fighting violence with violence.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I mean, you're hurting people in your own community.
Exactly.
You own businesses there. So.
You're hurting business owners. Innocent people who support you.
Yeah.
Who support what you're fighting at least.
Yeah.
So to do that, to riot is not right. But he's making a peaceful process. There are other athletes who going about a peaceful way, and yet people still have a problem.
It's interesting because he started a whole movement with all it's all over the place now. So
and I don't see it stopping.
And then Adam Jones from the Orioles, he said that like baseball's a white man's sport or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
which
mean,
isn't like it's not really he's not saying anything that we don't really know, right?
I don't think he's wrong about it.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
It's just one of those things like hockey, like
yeah, I mean, different sports have different I've always tend to believe different sports have different
ethnic makeups, right?
Makeups, yeah, exactly. Like baseball, there are a lot of Hispanic players.
Yeah.
Football's mainly black and white.
Yeah.
Basketball's a lot of African Americans.
Yeah. NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR actually, one of their series is actually facing a lawsuit for
discrimination.
For discrimination, that they were keeping minority drivers out, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm upset because I feel like I just read this the other day.
You can't pull it up.
And I feel, hey Doug, could you look that up for me? Because it's gonna bother me. It's a lawsuit that NASCAR is facing for discrimination, but then NASCAR is fighting back, saying that like it's gonna file a suit against the person who filed that lawsuit for
500 million.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, it just came out the other day actually. Because let me see here. Terrence Cogg, diversity claims frees to work with them. Increasing, number of African Americans.
Here's 2 pieces of good advice. Number 1.
Whoa, where'd that come from? Okay. Now watch us get in trouble for playing like 10 seconds of a clip. But
yeah, it's interesting how like certain sports have certain ethnic makeups.
Yeah, NASCAR though NASCAR is the one sport that's
notorious.
Probably, I don't want to say notorious.
Yeah, it's just people make assumptions because it's a southern sport.
It's it's got southern roots. It's I would like to see. I mean, I've always enjoyed watching NASCAR. I would love to see more diversity in it. And it's always it has always.
But what if like I don't know? It's isn't it kind of tricky? Because like what if like certain people don't prefer it? Like like how many people?
There are a lot of people that don't prefer to watch cars just go around in an oval for make left-hand turns for 3-4 hours. I mean, I understand that, but actually, can you scroll down on this one, Doug, just a little bit? There was a paragraph that I wanted to. Okay, right here. To encouraged by to not work with them, but instead associate themselves with Dale Earnhardt and Tony Stewart. Also refused to promote various programs Scott created. Okay. Yeah, so it's an interesting. That's a developing
story.
He talked media person about creating Steve Harvey races. Potential deal. Not sanction any race team associated with Cox. Wow.
What's Steve Harvey getting into NASCAR?
I don't know. We'll see.
He's got the mustache for it.
Yeah. All right.
I sent that letter to this man the day after our meeting because what he came to me with was, what can we do to help youth? What it turned into was, he was going to boycott Coca-Cola and have all these youth come down there and block the streets in front of Coca-Cola. I said, wait a minute, man. I'm not sending no young kids down to block no street in Atlanta in front of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola ain't done nothing to me. Coca-Cola ain't done nothing to them.
Coca-Cola.
I say, something happened to one of these kids. I say, you got to be kidding me, man. I say, I'm not with that. Now, if you want to expose them to NASCAR, that's what I'll do for underprivileged youth. That's my work, is with underprivileged youth. I do not support anything else you're talking about. Now, here I come, my ass all on the cover, damn TMZ and everywhere, talking about I want a damn race team. I don't want no damn race team. I don't even like fast-ass cars. I'm going to say it again. So that's my statement. That man going to mess around. I wish he had some money so I could sue him, but he ain't got none.
Oh man. So this
That's
sounds
funny.
this sounds pretty
Well, there goes
Sounds
the
like-
Steve Harvey race team. I was gonna be a fan
yeah,
of.
I don't think he's gonna get involved in NASCAR though.
Yeah.
So
How do we get into that? Are we talking about the diversity in sports?
yeah, it's amazing how you can
started with
like
Colin Kaepernick.
it's
right?
amazing how you can like venture off onto
Yeah,
like
it's-
different topics.
this guy popped up a picture before though of the Jose Fernandez thing.
Oh yeah,
think
yeah.
we touched on
Doug,
that
pull
yet.
up a picture of the Jose Fernandez. Well, Jose Fernandez,
Which just happened
Uh,
a couple days ago, right?
yeah, happened
Down at South Beach.
yesterday morning. Your star pitcher for the Miami Marlins, 24 years old, killed in a boating accident down in Miami. Sad. It's this really sad story. I mean, he defected from Cuba. He had actually
He just got a citizenship like
know,
a year ago, right?
no, he had been a citizen for a while.
Okay.
He got here and he became a citizen in like '08 or something.
Okay.
But he there's actually a story about how he saved his mother from drowning when
Mhm.
they came over from
Yeah.
Cuba.
Oh wow.
You know, he had been jailed as a teenager
Mhm.
or something for trying to leave.
Defect, yeah.
So, you know, it was shocking news because
Yeah, it's a young star.
you know he was supposed to pitch against the Mets.
yeah,
on-
the day that this
Again,
is
like
being,
I said, I don't know when exactly this is coming
the
out,
day this
but
is being recorded.
on the day that this is being recorded,
Yeah.
which is the 26th of September, I will say that much.
Yeah.
He was supposed to pitch against the Mets in a game, so now the Mets go down there and it's just gonna be awkward. I actually wrote on a forum last night that it's gonna be so weird watching the game because
The game's in Miami or is it?
it's in Miami. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
okay.
first game that
that
they've
they have back.
that
yeah.
they've had, and it's it's sad because like you see an incident like this, you think of athletes and you get upset at when they don't perform, or you get really happy when they perform, and
Yeah.
then you forget that like there's real life out there, and
Yeah, they're people.
then something like this happens. I mean, 24 years old, the guy was a star.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the
He
best
meant a lot
pitchers in
He meant a
baseball.
lot to his community, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was-
a Cuban player playing in Miami.
Yeah, and then all the stuff that does for. I mean, I
You
don't know
know.
the specifics, but I mean that has to, I'm sure he was sending money home, and he became.
Yeah, a lot of his close family I know was here.
Was
His
here?
mother
Okay,
was here. His
yeah.
grandmother was here.
Yeah.
It's also sad because he had a pregnant wife.
Yeah.
He had just announced that like last week. He just said,
Yeah.
he put a picture on Instagram of her,
Yeah.
with her bump,
Yeah.
and like, it's just so sad,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be, it's hard because like the Mets right now are in the middle of a playoff race,
Yeah.
and
they're gonna have to talk about it like it's important.
yeah, I mean something like this, just
It's gonna
makes
be
you,
somber. It's not gonna be.
because and Miami is also a weird place to play because it's always quiet in the
stadium.
park.
Oh yeah.
There's not a lot of
Do they have
people
real Marlins fans?
that's normally there.
like.
It's
I
weird.
guess just people that like the players.
If the team is good,
Yeah, if the team is good.
the fans tend to come out.
And I'm
But when
sure
the
when
team,
Jose was pitching, he had people come out to see him pitch.
oh yeah, the guy. I mean, him and Giancarlo Stanton were the the centerpieces of the team,
Yeah.
and they thought that with the two of them, they were gonna have two stars.
Yeah.
there for a good, at least maybe 5 to 8, 10 years,
Yeah.
and that they were going to be competitive. And now to have something like this, I mean, yesterday they showed some of the players. They set up like a little like makeshift memorial where they had a hat and they had some flowers on the mound and they had his number.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players came out and you saw them, they were crying and everything.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Yeah.
Like it was sad for me, like, because I've seen him pitch so many times,
Right.
and it's just so weird to like, just he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see him again, you don't hear from him again. Like there's no like when a guy gets injured, and he's not on the field, he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's
you might
alive.
see him on the bench even.
But when something like this happens, when death happens, it's so final.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, this whole year with celebrities passing away,
Yeah.
I've been thinking, like, nowadays we live in an age where there's so many famous people that, like, when people say, oh, all these famous people are passing away, it's like, I feel like there's more famous people now, And then especially the people
it's
at the
interesting.
level of a Prince
It's interesting that you bring it up because I don't necessarily think that there's more famous people. I think what happens now is that there are more people who are known to people. I think there's a difference between being known and being famous.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot more people who are known.
Yeah.
And I think it makes the people who actually are famous stand out even more.
Yeah. Like if you're a Johnny Depp,
So
you can't even walk down the street.
Yeah.
People are freaking out.
Well, Johnny Depp can't walk down the street for other reasons.
Yeah.
Because he has his issues with his ex-wife.
We're getting into the gossip
Amber. No, I don't really want to get into gossip. That's not my.
That's not your MO.
That's not my
Brangelina
thing.
talk, right?
Brangelina. That's so sad, though.
Yeah, is it?
They were together for not really. No, I don't think it's that sad.
13 years.
Yeah, but just wrapping up before we move on to Brian Angelina. Yeah, Jose Fernandez. Sad. Arnold Palmer, also a golfer, legendary golfer. He passed away same day. And it was a rough weekend for sports in general because it was a Canadian football player who was shot at a nightclub and killed.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of tragedy and all that going on in sports. So hopefully we get everything together and move forward. So, I just read a headline on the side there when Doug pulled it up. It said he died of impact and not from drowning. So,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That boat looked really messed up, though.
Yeah, I know.
When you've been making delicious natural cheese for over 100 years like Kraft has.
Whoa. That's all right.
Yeah, what else is going on? Man?
Brad and Angelina, they're done.
Yeah, that's so
Finished.
devastating.
No, I'm not really shocked by it because
I was shocked when celebrities break up.
Because it's a
I
Hollywood.
guess because it was been so long, right? 13 years, I guess.
It was a Hollywood marriage,
Yeah.
and my feeling on Hollywood marriages is that they just don't last.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel they really. I don't feel people really try.
Right? I mean, hell, real life marriages break up 50% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Is that the statistic?
So
let alone.
Angie and Brad, the breakup. What went wrong?
After 11 years.
I don't know, man. For some reason, as I've gotten older, it's like harder for me to read like
Really?
same letters. Like if they're two consecutive words with the same letter, it's like, oh Lord,
what
went wrong? Like I have to slowly enunciate it. Like what went wrong?
Yeah.
So that's it's not really sad. I mean, they'll move on with their lives.
Yeah. I mean, the celebrity lifestyle, like I was saying before, is just completely alien. And like, how do you even relate to that? Like,
well, when we become big and famous from the show, we'll know.
And we have our divorce.
But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get divorced from anything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they'll land on their feet,
Yeah, a lot of kids, a lot of adopted kids.
Yeah.
So
I think of all the problems in this world, one of the last things we have to worry about is Brangelina and their kids, right?
Yeah.
Especially in light of,
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick is protesting.
One of the things that I'm more worried about is I'm more worried about people raising the prices on things and banks screwing me over.
Oh yes.
So
are you talking about?
So
yes.
yeah.
Where should we
this
start?
thing with the EpiPen.
Yeah.
you know, the
So you're saying that EpiPen is a thing that people take for
when they have like an
any kind of
allergy,
allergies, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I know it's
Yeah.
like a pen that I think
Supposed to
you can
alleviate.
inject it.
Yeah.
Doug, you'll probably know better. You inject it into you when you have an allergy, and it helps you. Is that how it works? Okay. All right. Yeah, so you inject if you're having an allergic reaction. And you know, it used to be 2 EpiPens for $100.
Yeah, that
By
was-
the way, thank you, Doug. Used to be 2 EpiPens for $100.
Yeah.
You know, I mean for what it is, it's very
Reasonable.
reasonable,
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely.
But now the company raised the price to $600
Yeah.
for those two, and it's
Yeah, that's insane. That's
and
like a 300% markup.
you know, the people in charge decided that, you know, I guess they were doing such good work
Yeah.
that they decided to give themselves
themselves
massive
raises.
raises. So
Yeah,
we
it's
pulled
timing's
up a
off on
clip
that.
here
I
of
believe that we have
yeah,
continued
so let's
Is
play
that the
it.
CEO?
balance that access. It does come at a price, and
I'm not
we've
exactly
tried
sure.
to balance that price and access while at the same time continuing to have access in more places. Like I said, I hope the other 65,000 schools that we can get free EpiPens to them. I'm also proud of the hearing and understanding this growing minority of patients and the uninsured or people facing that high out-of-pocket, that we took immediate action to put the generic out there, which is unprecedented, as well as some of the actions from the tripling the copay card.
I love when you
raising
see a
the
clip like this. Yeah,
eligibility of
Heather
patient
Brash,
assistance.
Mylan
There you go.
CEO.
So I'm going to read a couple of quotes from a Los Angeles Times story, August 25th. This is quotes, Mylan, the profiteering, tax dodging, this is the Los Angeles Times, drug company currently taking immense heat for jacking up the price of EpiPen by 500%, announced Thursday that it will help more patients cover their soaring out-of-pocket costs for the allergy drug device. That's good for some individual, the LA Times continues, patients and families, but at the heart, it's a cynical move that actually protects the company's profits and harms the healthcare system. As I explained before, the author continues, that's because such moves, often marketing schemes dressed up to look like altruism. And then he goes on to explain, are you familiar with this article in the LA Times?
No.
Okay, no one ever showed you this?
She definitely
He goes on
knows
to
about
say,
that article.
What Mylan is doing is expanding its patient assistance program by providing eligible patients with a savings card worth up to $500 per prescription and doubling eligibility to households earning up to 400% of federal poverty level, or $97,000. Many of them, therefore, would pay nothing out of pocket for the device. The truth is, however, that these programs are detested by insurers, healthcare economists, and government agencies with good reason. In fact, they're illegal when applied to Medicare and Medicaid patients because they may violate federal anti-kickback laws, which bar payments made to induce patients to choose particular services. Insurers and government programs will have to cover.
But basically, they keep grilling
It's
her.
tricky because, you know, like, I understand pharmaceutical companies want to make a profit. That's why they come out with these
Mhm.
things that work, you know. But it should be ethical at the same time, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's a
it's-
different. I feel like it's a
'cause
different
these
animal.
people, you know, they get into this to make money.
Yeah.
but people
Well,
do
I
benefit
think
off it,
anything you get into
you know,
to
people,
make
'cause
money.
this didn't exist before.
But at the same time, when you get into something like this, it can't be
Yeah.
about making money at all
Yeah,
costs.
it's like you rope these people in, like, oh, you like these things, huh? Oh, now
Yeah.
we're gonna.
You know,
Now we're really
you
gonna
have to keep in mind that you have to
I mean,
take care of the people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what they're getting the product for.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
It's not buying clothes,
Yeah.
at a
No, this
store.
is for people's health and their well-being.
It's for
so,
people's health to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah.
But it's a messed up situation. But it's also a messed up situation with Wells Fargo
Yeah. It's the same, around the
decided-
same time this is happening.
decided to do to the people.
Yeah.
So we have all these fake accounts being created.
Yeah, like Doug was telling us, you know, they'll just sign people up for like 8 accounts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 8 accounts?
8 accounts.
Shoot, like we
and-
were like checking and savings. What else is there?
Yeah.
It's like 401k, market. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
If you're in that world, you know.
But
But still, the point is people were just, I guess some of them didn't even know that these
Yeah.
accounts were being opened up and they're being charged fees. And then the
Mhm.
people on the front lines, like the employees, were the ones that basically taking the fall.
that are
while
bearing the
CEO
brunt, whereas the CEO
Yeah,
and everybody are
is-
just You're trying to skirt by. Go ahead, Doug. You can play this
Sell
clip.
numbers. They did
So this is
while this
Elizabeth
scam
Warren.
was
Elizabeth
going
Warren.
on.
In on
That was
John
very
Stumpf.
good for you personally, wasn't it, Mr. Stumpf? Do you know how
Mr.
much
Stumpf.
money
Sounds
the
like a
value
Dr.
of your
Seuss thing.
stock holdings in Wells Fargo gained while this scam was underway?
Well, first of all, it was not a scam, and cross-sell is a way of deepening relationships. When customers use
We've been through this, Mr. Stumpf. I asked you a very simple question. Do you know how much the value of your stock went up while this scam was going on?
It's all of my compensation is in our public.
Do you know how much it was?
It's all in the public filing.
Oh, you're right. It is all in the public records because I looked it up. While this scam was going on, you
'Cause I looked it
personally
up.
held an average of 6.75 million shares of Wells stock. The share price during this time period went up by about $30, which comes out to more than $200 million in gains, all for you personally. And thanks in part to those cross-sell numbers that you talked about on every one of those calls. You know, here's what really gets me about this,
That
Mr.
dumb look on
Stumpf.
his face.
If one of your tellers took a handful of $20 bills out of the cash drawer, they'd probably be looking at criminal charges for theft. They could end up in prison. But you squeezed your employees to the breaking point so they would cheat customers and you could drive up the value of your stock and put hundreds of millions of dollars in your own pocket. And when it all blew up, you kept your job, you kept your multi-million-dollar bonuses, and you went on television to blame thousands of $12 an hour employees who were just trying to meet cross-sell quotas that made you rich. This is about
going in on him.
accountability. You should resign. You should give back the money
Look
that
at
you
his
took
look.
while this scam was going on,
He's really trying
and
to
you
keep
should
him
be
focused, though.
criminally investigated by both the Department
wants
of
to wet
Justice
himself.
and the Securities and Exchange
might have already.
Commission.
I think he did.
This just isn't
He
right.
might not be wearing pants
A
this whole thing.
cashier who steals a handful of 20s is held accountable, but Wall Street executives who almost never hold themselves accountable, not now and not in 2008 when they crushed the worldwide economy. The only way that Wall Street will change is if executives face jail time when they preside over massive frauds. We need tough new laws to hold corporate executives personally accountable.
about you, I'm ready to
and
take
we
to the
need tough
streets.
prosecutors
Yeah.
who have the courage
Ready to fight
go
this
after
guy.
people at the top.
Let's go.
Until
No, they
then,
gotta throw
it
these
will
guys in
be
jail because-
business
She's got me
as
more
usual.
pumped up than,
And at
like,
giant
football
banks like
coaches.
Wells
right?
Fargo, that
I'm ready to
seems
go.
be
Let's go.
cheating
Let's-
as
Mike
many
Mangino,
customers,
right?
investors,
Who the hell's
and
that?
employees
Never
as
mind.
they
Mike
possibly
Mangino.
Remember the really overweight Kansas coach?
Oh yeah,
Mike
Doug, you
Mangino.
can post that.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Mangino, I
Yeah,
think.
whatever. But yeah, the point is yeah, they need to throw these guys in jail because firing them isn't going to do anything. Because don't they get
No.
like golden parachute? They get
Yeah,
these severance packages on top of the money they already made.
yeah, they've already made like money for their lifetime,
Yeah,
so
that's-
you know. But it's just
I mean that whole world.
we need to clean up this world. There are a lot of people that we just need
Yeah,
to.
let's just
It's not
stick
like
the
okay,
brooms out.
let's not. Let me not say that because it makes the reference that like let's eliminate
no,
these
we're
people.
not talking about eugenics.
No, no, we're just talking about like
Yeah.
getting rid of people from high positions
Yeah.
of power.
No, but that whole that high capitalism world, that's just as foreign as the celebrity world is to me. That whole world
Oh yeah,
of like, shoot,
we need to get back to simpler things.
yeah.
How's your dating life going?
Oh man, it's funny. I was just watching. I was
This is
at
a great transition, right? From that to
I told you I was at this girl's house watching Rob in China.
oh
don't know.
my gosh. Yes, we go from watching Elizabeth Warren, scold the CEO to talking about Rob in China
Yeah,
now.
it's I was like, wow, okay, this is a show, and like
I can't
this
watch
guy's
those
like
shows.
300. It's the first time I'm seeing it.
He's so
and,
fat.
And China's like she's just one of those people who's famous for being on TV, right? She was like a cat lady.
She was some. Oh man, I think she was.
She was someone's girlfriend.
It's this weird. Okay, this weird like relation because I think she used to be Tyga's girlfriend,
Okay.
and Tyga's now with Kylie
Kylie
Jenner,
Okay.
and he's with Rob Kardashian's with Black China.
Okay. So they kind of like swap. They got did like crisscross.
But Black China and Tyga have a kid, I think.
Uh-huh.
So it's this
This
whole
is like
weird,
Inception for dumb people.
funky. I can't even follow it. It's this whole weird,
But yeah, she was like
mix.
she was like at the dinner table with her mom, and her dad came through. And
Oh
it was
Lord!
like the dad had like 3 daughters, all born around the same time from 3 different moms or something. It was,
How many
I don't
different
know.
moms?
I was on my phone most of the time. I just looked up and I saw some weird cat lady with a weird extensions, and I was like, okay.
These
And Rob
shows.
Kardashian was like, oh, I'm really insecure about my weight, and but then there's
We'll,
like dead
we'll
time.
lose weight then. You know why he's insecure about his weight? Because the rest of his family is like posting pictures of themselves half naked,
Yeah.
on the beach and everything. And Rob
Yeah.
has to wear oversized T-shirts.
Yeah.
So
He looks fine though. Yeah, like these shows are weird because it's just like, well, the show is just
see, remember when we were talking earlier about famous people and known people?
yeah.
To me, the Kardashians are known people.
Yeah.
I don't look at them as famous. Like I feel like famous people are like legit celebrities who do something.
Well, that's the whole. I mean,
You know.
Kim Kardashian she can't walk down the street. That's the litmus test. Can you wear a ball cap and walk down the street and
That's
go
true.
to a Starbucks?
But the rest of them, I
The
feel,
rest of them.
are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what girls watch sometimes.
It's not what I watch. My sister watches like Love and
Yeah.
Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
God.
It's just I also find it interesting.
I mean, this is a reality show. We're talking right
I
now.
also find we're one day we're gonna be
Except we're not on E.
one day
with the
we're gonna be
exclamation
on one of these networks.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Love and Hip Hop. It's just funny. Love and Hip Hop is on VH1, and I remember when VH1 was known as like the kind of like the corny channel. Like
Yeah.
when MTV was like cool,
Oh,
VH1
yeah,
was
yeah.
like the
Well,
corny
VH1
channel.
always had pop-up video.
And
which was
now
cool.
it's got like Love and Hip Hop and all these like crazy.
Yeah. Wasn't
reality
MTV
shows.
supposed to go back to showing music videos, or was that like
They're never gonna go back.
that was like a rumor.
They're never gonna go back.
That's
to
why they
showing
made
music
MTV
videos.
7 and 8, right? So they
Yeah.
could show music videos.
Music videos. They show music videos at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a lie. Like from 4 to 6,
Yeah.
they show music
4 to
videos
6. Then again,
So,
you got
in the morning.
Then again, we got YouTube these days, so you don't really need.
Yeah, that's
MTV
where all
for
these
that.
music videos go anyway.
Yeah,
But but yeah,
it's a good pod right there.
I know that's very like
This is
unprofessional of
real,
us,
man.
but
This is real.
this is real
This
life right here. Real life right here.
Go
So
on.
let's see. We hit on a lot of things today. We had a pretty good show today.
Yeah, I mean, we were all over the place, man.
We were a little all over the place. I think we need to get Christina back here so we
yeah,
can kind of
yeah, I
focus
like
our
having her here. That's
focus our talk a little bit. Maybe we'll have a better
in
guest
that
on.
third person.
Next time. I'm trying to get some big names on the show.
Yeah.
On the show. So.
Yeah, Ray's
Maybe one day.
gonna get us some hookups. Right?
But for now I think we're through. Any last thoughts for you?
Any last thoughts, man? Other than the studio's really cool right now. I'm glad I'm learning.
Yeah, I gotta put my
That's-
sweater on.
yeah,
It's
for
good
the
because
next
it's
show.
getting because it's getting kind of
Nothing
cool.
too colorful. I know the plaid is probably like weird for the cameras, but it's alright.
Yeah, but it's getting cool in the studio. It gets cooler even later. So I think it's time for us to get out of here. But we'll
It's good talking to you, man.
keep up watching us, and we will have some information. What camera are we on here? What camera is going on? I want to look right
It's
into
funny.
the
I've
camera.
been just looking at you the whole time.
So, oh, there we go. Put on camera 1 there. All right, there we go. We're on the main camera right there. Yeah. So guys, I'm now addressing you guys out there, breaking the fourth wall, I guess. Keep watching the show. Keep checking us out. At least the couple of you that do. Spread the word, please. Please, 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 please. And we will have some social media pages up soon. Hopefully, I'll put up some information about those. But in the meantime, we want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Life and Whatever Else. And we will catch you next time. So peace out, everybody.
Peace, guys.
Later.
TTYL.